Hello, ladies and gentlemen, to a new episode of Warm Yogurt on Your Back, episode 5, Take Me to the Movies. I am Xavier.
And I'm not going to kill Xavier.
But, even though he says it, look at his eyes. We are going to discuss the trigger warning, which is Batman being black, or any comic character destroying their iconic character, basically. And go Black Batman.
I mean, it doesn't even have to stick to even changing races. Like, we all know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Yep.
Now, Peter Parker... What happened to Peter Parker? Now it's Miguel Sanchez,
it's like Miles Morales.
Rodriguez.
It's like Miles Morales.
Now,
he crossed the border. We get it.
Yeah, he's some fucking Spanish dude now.
Yeah. Which I hear is good.
Like, but still, it's like, what the fuck? That's not the new Spider-Man.
But here's the thing with that, though. I don't have a problem with them doing that because it's not the character. That's not Peter Parker. They didn't throw a little Mexican boy into Peter Parker's body, or they call him Peter Parker is what I'm saying at.
Right.
I don't have a problem with that. But they are so hell-bent on just creating a whole new outlook on the actual character.
Yeah, like, re-imaging the character, no.
Yeah.
I mean, if the torch is being passed down, if something, like, if the original secret identity died,
mm-hmm.
and a new person takes up the mantle,
yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, when they, back in the 90s, when X-Men had a lull, they created the X-Men 2099. Well, all of Marvel created a 2099 universe, which was like the Punisher and Spider-Man and X-Men and Ghost Rider. And it was a future that actually took up the mantle of the team or the character.
Right. And
it made sense. It was an alternate universe, an alternate timeline, whatever.
Right.
It made sense. But when X-Men did like X-Men Apocalypse and Omega, they did the Legion Quest and all that. It was an alternate universe where Apocalypse was in charge of the world, but Wolverine was still Logan.
Right.
Magneto was still Eric Lencher.
Mm-hmm.
The characters were still the characters.
Mm-hmm.
This whole equal rights bullshit.
They're claiming diversity, and it's just like, this is my point of view. Do what we do. We created Sean Telker, a very big black burly killing machine. Yet his character is phenomenal, and you'll love to hate him, and hate to love him.
If they want to create this diversity, then they need to create a new character.
That's what I'm getting at. We created a new character.
Now, since the dawn of comics,
mm-hmm.
I mean, really, you could really count on one hand how many actual black superheroes or villains there are in the Marvel Universe.
Right.
And, I mean, honestly, we could get into a comic book conversation off of this.
We're just skimming it and going back to movies.
But it's like, there was just a handful. Spawn is a black guy.
Yeah.
Blade is a black guy.
Yep.
Night Thrasher is a black guy. It's like, okay, they threw him in there. And, like, even Luke Cage.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one that's more prominent now. Black Panther, another one that's more prominent now. But what they're doing is they're taking just this handful of black characters that were created over the course of time and focusing solely on the fact that they are black.
Yeah, they're trying to give them prominent roles based on skin color.
Like Wonder Woman now. Wonder Woman has been around since, 1940?
Yeah, about that.
And they just now decided to make a Wonder Woman movie?
Right.
for the very first time.
Right.
How many different fucking Superman movies are there? How many different Batman movies are there?
Well, even then, you can go a step further. And when they created the Wonder Woman movie, it still wasn't enough. Now they're saying, oh, has not enough clothing on anymore. This is all sexist. And it's just like, shut the fuck up.
Which goes back to fanaticism ruining entertainment. But entertainment is governing fanaticism.
Culture.
It's a never-ending vicious cycle that is causing a spiral.
Yeah.
But we need to take entertainment for what it is entertainment.
It's an escape. It's an escape, and we don't want to listen to real-world problems in our entertainment. If we wanted that, we'd turn on the fucking news and kill ourselves.
Honestly, in any of our actual shows that are focused on a sole storyline,
right,
you will not find politics. You will not find religion. You will not find all of the fanatic problems plaguing.
Whenever I wrote The Fallen, the Legacy original, I had to put politics in about one paragraph just to define who the king was going to be and how he was going to rule. Immediately after that, I wanted no part of it. I don't want storylines that are going to... And it's the same thing with Bounty. The reasons... Politics are going to be the reasons why all of this happened. It's not going to be why it continues to happen.
Right.
We show the how it came to be. And after that, we're like, fuck you, we're done. It's not about trying to divide people. Look at the characters. Look at the storylines. That's what it's about.
Right.
And it's getting so out of control with everything. You brought up Luke Cage earlier. I cannot stand that fucking movie, TV show on Netflix.
I refuse to even watch it.
I
honestly, from what I've seen in the trailers, it strikes me as being pro-black.
Even then, I love the actor.
That irritates me because it's like, okay, yes, he's a black superhero.
Yeah.
I get it. But if they made Clark Kent
pro-white
to be pro-white, he would be a fucking Nazi and head of the Ku Klux Klan.
Yep.
You know, and it's like some people would find a way to twist it to whatever it is. But it's okay to be pro-black because it's pro-black.
I won't even touch on the pro-black part. That was just fucking annoying to begin with. My thing is, with that entire show, the first 6 episodes were not bad because they had a really good bad guy in it. And then they kill him. Spoiler alert, by the way. They kill the really good bad guy and then bring in this other bad guy who you didn't know existed. And you're just like, this bad guy is horrible. Everything about him, it's just terrible. It was a terrible scripting. And I don't know if they got bored halfway through the season or whatever, but it was just it took me a month to watch the last episode. I had to watch it in 5-minute intervals before I got disgusted and had to turn it off. It wasn't, that's the thing, it wasn't pro-black or anything like that. It was just horrible fucking writing.
Well, what irritates me when it comes to comic book movies, actually, is they steer so far away from the actual character
from the base.
The story.
Right.
It's like they write these movies so that everybody can relate to them. When if you make the movie based off of the actual character and the story of the character,
your fan base will come running.
Everybody will enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
People over here don't get to see that because they don't enjoy reading comic books.
Well, yeah, it's just
so they know nothing about it.
It's just like Captain America, the first movie. That was loved all across the world.
I've never watched it.
It's actually horrible. I hate World War II themes. It's just fucking enough already. Jesus Christ. Anyway, but the funny thing is that outside of our national borders, internationally, it was loved. Everybody loved the because Captain America You know, it was pro-America, but it wasn't like in your face. It was just his character. It was just who he was. But my point is that they stuck to the character, to the base, and even people that don't live in America loved it. It was worldwide loved, and they stuck to that formula. And then now the actors starting to talk, and I hate it whenever they talk because then they ruin the character for me.
Yeah, but like, I mean, even the Batman movies.
Mm.
There's been how many Batman movies out, and every one of them, it's like a different scenario of how Bruce Wayne's parents died.
Right. Enough already.
And it's like, and even how the Joker came to be.
Mm-hmm.
There's how many different versions of that.
Right. Enough already.
Yeah, it's like, and X-Men, all of those movies just fucking disgusted me.
Logan
and
is
honestly,
the only one who pulled it off.
Honestly, one of the best fucking lines I heard in any of those movies was when Wolverine is like, "What do you want us to be running around in blue and yellow spandex?"
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the fucking character that I grew to love.
Or my favorite thing in the new generation of X-Men where they go back in time or whatever. My favorite sayings by Wolverine whenever they walk up to him to recruit him, he's
fuck
like,
off.
"Go fuck off." I'm like, that's it. I should be able to turn off right now and go about my business.
But that is Wolverine.
Yep. I've read the comics where he was in fucking Vietnam and it's brutal.
Yeah.
And he's a character that you love. You can't
But even that, they fucked up so much of the Wolverine story.
Yep.
They make where he goes to Japan to find himself happen after he kills Jean Grey.
Yeah.
It's like that shit happened long before he even met the X-Men.
Right.
You know? Like, I watched Logan. Have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a brilliant fucking movie.
Yeah, brilliant, yeah.
It was by far my favorite Wolverine story.
Because it
was the old man Logan story.
Yeah, it wasn't hampered. It wasn't handcuffed. They
right,
unleashed.
and he's dying and he knows he's dying. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
He's dying and he knows he's dying.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going all in, balls out, and I'm protecting what I care about.
One thing I can't...
He goes full fucking throttle. You see the emotional side of Logan.
Yeah.
And it ranges from his sadness to his anger to his happiness.
Right.
And just having that togetherness. It's a well-rounded story.
The only thing I did not like about any of the Logan movies is this constant need to diminish him, his powers. It's like, no, I want him exactly as he is. Weapon X.
What do you mean, diminish his powers?
Like in 2, where they took his adamantium, or he couldn't heal, and things like that.
No, see that, which they fucked that up, because that was a storyline in the comic books where actually Magneto pulled the adamantium out of his body off of his skeleton.
Right.
And damn near killed him.
Right.
And left him with his natural bones.
Right.
And that's how he found out that his claws were actually part of his skeleton and not added in during the Weapon X program. Mm-hmm. And then what they don't show is that he was found in a feral state by Apocalypse.
Right.
Who rebonded the adamantium to his skeleton and healed him. Mm-hmm. And that's, like I said, they left so much story gap. I mean, if you're gonna make these into fucking movies, cover the key issues. Okay, X-Men #1, the formation of the X-Men. Okay, you know, where Wolverine becomes crippled. That was a key plot point. You know, the whole Wolverine storyline in and of itself. the key plot points should have been the individual movies.
Right.
But they didn't. They had it so fucking out of whack when they made the first one and was just like, we got an X-Men movie finally. And it's like, what the fuck is this joke?
I think I had to change the name of this to Movies and Comics.
Well, I mean, we're hitting on comic movies.
Well, let's talk about Fantastic Four, the new movie.
I refuse to watch it because there's a black Johnny Storm.
Yep. And don't get me wrong, I love Michael B. Jordan. Him playing Creed in the movie Creed.
Well, yeah.
Fantastic.
I haven't seen
the
it.
man,
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's. I love Apollo Creed, the character Apollo Creed, just fantastic. Michael Weathers or whatever his name is, Carl Weathers. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah. Apollo
he was
Creed.
the Muhammad Ali
was,
that I absolutely loved. And
I'm a huge fan of the Rocky movie.
And when they pulled in Michael B. Jordan as the son of Apollo, and they named him Adonis, I'm just like, that was awesome because they really did show that he was like the DNA of Apollo, but at the same time he was forged by Rocky.
But again, that was a plot hole.
Yeah.
Because all the way through the Rocky movies, you saw the growth of Rocky's child.
Right.
Okay, which that was a key point because the movie focused around Rocky as a character.
Right.
However, for 3 movies, Apollo Creed was featured.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Apollo had, I think, 2 or 3 kids to his wife at the time.
Okay.
On Rocky
but they never really focused anything on the children.
But those children are not Adonis. He's the offspring of an out-of-wedlock fuck. He was a fuck toy.
Oh. Spoiler alert for me.
Yeah, sorry. And Apollo's actual wife finds out that this boy exists. His mother died, and she finds him in a correctional facility. Very angry Apollo's son. And throughout his entire life, she raises him, and yet he still feels this need to go to the ring. And that's where it actually begins.
Well, anyway, I'll have to watch it.
It's a fantastic movie because it also shows this bond that Apollo had. And they finally do answer the question. That fight that happened at the end of Rocky 3 between Apollo and Rocky that you never see the end to.
Yeah.
Adonis asked him, he goes, by the way, who won that fight? Rocky said he did.
Huh.
But it shows that in Creed, it actually shows the family of Rocky. Like Adonis.
Shit. We kind of went way over here.
Okay, well, we can end it and go right back to the next one. Okay, so we'll be back with another segment.
Yeah.
Take me to the movies. And, all right, we'll be back.
All right, sounds good.